Alright, welcome to this part 2 series of how to make a 48-piece tile set. We are going to go through what I refer to as the extra steps. These are the extra steps. If you follow along in the first video, you will now have a 13-piece tile set. It looks pretty much maybe a little bit like this, at least the general layout should be like this, with the transitions being equal to each other. It doesn't have to be equal to mine. The point is, you should have a 13-piece tile set to work on like this. If you do not, there somewhere, hopefully there will be a box. You can watch my first video ever on YouTube, published with my face on it anyway. I would like to apologize for not opening my mouth enough, but I'm doing as best as I can. This is my first stream. I'm trying to make it entertaining, I'm trying to make it educational, and I'm trying to work and talk at the same time. And I'm not obviously a professional at that yet. But alright. We are going to make a 48-piece tile set out of our 13-piece tile set. And we are going to use a couple of shortcuts a lot. And one of those, the one that we are going to use a lot, and we are going to have severe problems when we forget to turn it off again, is the Shift S toggle snip grid snapping. Okay, if you don't know what a grid is, we have made a grid in our document. The grid corresponds to the tiles. They are 32 by 32 pixels. And it means when we have this on, you can see down here that the snapping is on. We can say this tile we're going to place right here. We'll place right here. We cannot place it like half in the middle. We have to place it in one of the grids, which is very, very useful. We can also drag like this. And if we didn't have that on, we would get like a small section in the middle. But since we have this on, we would get the whole tile, which is very useful. So, Shift S, turn this on and off. You can tell down here when it's on. You can also tell when it's on, because when you try to do other things than just moving around, it makes some unpredictable results. Alright, we need some more space to work on, because we're going to make a 48-piece tile set, and we have 18 tiles to work on now. So we go to canvas size. Again, very important, canvas size, not sprite size. These things are not the same. We go to canvas size. We make sure that we align to this corner up here by pressing this button up here. We say that we want plus 96 on the width, and we want 256 pixels in total on the height. Notice that it's expanding in this area and this area. That's because I pressed this button over here. If you got gray here and gray here, gray here and gray here, or any combination of gray except on this side and this side only, then you haven't done this part yet. Press this button, it will be fine. Alright, now we have a lot of space to be working with. This is actually more tiles than we're going to use, and more tiles than we're going to make. But it's nice to have some space to work with, you know. So, first of all, we turn our snapping on. And we take these inner corners right here. We copy, Control C, Control V, and put a copy right there. We're going to use this because this is an actual tile that we're going to use. We're going to use this part as just the corners, because we're going to make a lot of pieces with corners on them. I actually have a little list here. We can see that we need 12 with 2 corners on it. We need 4 with 3 corners on it. And we need all kinds of stuff. So What we're going to do, I'm going to press W. I'm going to click the grass right here. And then we're going to make sure that we only have the lightest part of the grass. This is too much grass. So that means that the tolerance is too high. Let's turn down the tolerance. Press escape to unmark the marked area. Press W and do it again. And you see, now we just have this light green, which is what we want. Pressing W is the same as going up here and say magic wand tool. Okay. So when we have the lightest green, we say goodbye. Thank you for your service. And now we have just the corners, which is very, very useful. Alright. We go back to normal markers so we don't have to listen to that. Look at that. We are going to make some square islands. We're going to make 4x4 islands with just the sides. So we take one side, copy that, put it right there, copy this, put it there. We still want the original over here. And then we take these, copy it like this. Now we have this direction. Let's make the other direction while we're at it. Copy here. Paste it right there. We take these, copy and paste, put it next to each other. Now we take these 4, we copy that, and we paste them right in the middle. Alright, this is all the one corner pieces we need. These 4, these 4, and these 4. There's also 12 pieces. Technically, these 12 pieces have 16 rolls because this here we have the corner in the top left position. Here we have the corner in the top left position. But these are 2 separate tiles because it depends on which side is the half. There's actually one more one corner tile. We can make that immediately just to show you, because I just noticed that what I just told you is actually incorrect. Technically there is another one that has one corner, and it's these ones. But with these 4, these 4, and these 4, and these 4, all these 16 is all the variants we need of one corner. And you have the corner here, you have the corner there, you have the corner everywhere. So, but one corner is not enough. We need some 2 corner pieces as well. So we're going to take these. I'm going to copy this whole thing, put it right there. Now we're going to make 2 corners on all of them, meaning we need 2 more corners here, 2 more corners on these 2, 2 more corners here, and 2 more corners right here. Now the observant viewer might see that these 2 are exactly the same as these 2, but we also want to make with all grass. Like this is the same as this, only I call this full because it's only grass, and I call this water or something because it's all water on the other side. Here we have water on this side, or we have water on that side. Here we also need water, but also with grass. So we simply go here, we mark this area so we don't draw on this side or this side. We only want to draw on these 2 tiles. We press I for eye drop. I don't spell I with an I, but what do I know? Okay. Press I and then B So we can paint with this color and make the brush really big, so we don't have to draw that much. And it doesn't matter, we can't really draw out here. If we try to draw here, it's not going to be a problem. Actually, if we try to draw here either, it's not going to be a problem. What's happening? Why are we not drawing? Can we draw at all? We cannot draw at all. And remember, we are drawing. We're just drawing over here. We're going to Control Z out of that because we done something wrong. What did we did wrong, chat? Well, we forgot to disable snapping. Worst part about it is you can't even see that because that's behind my chair right there. Sorry about that. We press Shift S again to turn the snapping off, and then we're not going to have this issue. Then we can double click, hold down Shift and double click to select all these. This is a lot easier when we have snapping enabled, but then we run into very, very, very freaky problems when we're trying to draw, which is not that great. So we draw grass fully on this side and fully on that side. So this and these are the same, except these have water and these have full grass. So those are actually finished. We are storming ahead. So double click, Shift, double click. That's the best way of selecting the whole tile when you don't have the snapping enabled, because we don't want to have the snapping enabled when we draw, because it has some weird results. We ended up drawing somewhere we don't want, usually in the top left corner. And if you don't notice that, you might leave a green ugly blob somewhere you don't want, and you have to edit it later, and it's too late to undo without undoing all kinds of other stuff. So it's not great. All right, so we have two corners, but according to my list, there's 2 more 2-corner tiles that we need, and those are the diagonals. So we are going to turn snapping back on, Shift S, and then select these and make a copy. Not the whole thing, thank you. We copy the inner corners here, and we make corners on the other side. So copy this corner, put it right there, copy this corner, and put it right there. Now we have 10 double corners, and that is all the variants that you need for double corners. Now we need 3 corners and 4 corners. We are going to make the 4 corners first of all, because we only need 1. And in the tile set, there's only 1 variant of the 4 corners. There's only 4 corners to the tile, so all corners having corners, or yeah, you know what I mean. There's no variants to this one. We copy, paste, we copy, and we paste. This is our 4-corner tile. Now we're going to need some 3-corner tiles, and just like we made the 4-corner tiles out of the 2-corner tiles, we are doing it very efficiently if we take the 4-corner tile to make 3-corner tiles. So we put this here, 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 and here. Exactly where we put it doesn't matter, as long as we put it in a square like this, because it makes it very easy to mark all of these. And remember, turn off snapping, then we can draw. And now we want to draw green on the hole in the middle, all these 4 corners right here, and we want to erase, leaving us with 3 corners each. Now this is 3 corners, 3 corners, 3 corners, 3 corners, and which corner is missing? actually alternates. So we have all the variants by just making the 4 corners and just deleting one of the corners. We're almost finished. This is how nice this is. Okay, we have the plus. What we need is the thin islands, and we want the single islands. And usually I like to make the thin island first, because then I have 2 different tiles I can choose from to make the thin island. I can see which one might look the best. First thing we do is make the grid size half the size. Oh, that's turning on snapping. That's not what I want, but I can turn it off later. That's the Shift S stuff. We turn this to 16 by 16. And now every one of these small squares is a square on our grid. We actually want to turn snapping back on, so that's fine. If you don't see, it's very annoying you can't see. Can we do it like this? This little thing here indicates, this little thing here indicates that we have snapping on. When I say Shift S, if I'm in this window, if I say Shift S, this goes away. Now we have snapping off. I will turn snapping on because it makes it so much easier to select just these halves. Copy that. Put it right there. Copy the top one. Put it on top. This is gonna need a little bit of editing. Just a little bit. Especially right here. So we're going to turn snapping back off. Notice that this goes away. Shift S. And then we're going to edit this just a tiny bit. Ooh. Can actually just do like this, can we? This transition looks good. Maybe we want to do sort of like this. We take this color, put that right there, and that's actually all that we need. I think that looks okay. So, we do kind of the same thing over here. Delete this bit. We delete some of this rock to make it easier. We have the green here and the green there. So what we can do is take this green. Yeah, just do it like that. Take this green. Do it like that. And then we do the dark shadow. Put it underneath. Take the lighter rock and just put it there. I don't think that's going to matter at all, but let's do it anyway. And that is actually all that we need right here. This is now one continuous long piece. This is 3 tiles. 1 tile, 1 tile, and 1 tile. So we're going to do the same thing with the vertical one. We turn snapping back on. Notice that this turned on again. We drag, not with that one, undo that. We drag with M to mark this part. We copy it. We paste it in right here. And then we take this side, copy it, and paste it in right next to it. And we do the same thing. We make sure that these align. You can take this color. And again, before we start drawing, turn snapping off. I almost did it again. Take this color, draw it here. Take this color, draw it here, and that is actually good. This can be a little bit like this. That does not matter. You can see that we get one long continuous rock right here, which does not look fantastic. So we can just make this into multiple rocks, like so. You can do like that, and we can take the dark color and we can take this dark color and it's not fantastic, but again, if you're looking to make perfect rocks, this is not really the tutorial. This is just making decent rocks and stitching them together. So we're gonna call that alright. Now we're gonna make a one island piece, and we can do that in two ways. We can take these two quarter tiles and these two quarter tiles, or we can take these two quarter tiles and these two quarter tiles. We can actually do both, which would make what is called a dupe. And especially with the one island piece, that would be quite decent. Because in our game engine, at least in Godot, if we have two pieces, then I will choose one of them. We'll just randomly choose one, giving both a 50% chance of being the one. Alright, so we take this one, copy it, put it there. Take these two, both of them, copy, put it there. You see, this is going to need a little bit of editing as well. Just a little bit. Oh, did you know what I forgot now? I tried to paint over here, and it made the blue over there. Why? Because I did not disable snap. It is quite annoying when you, especially when you don't know why this is happening, and it's just like, what? I'm painting over there. Why are we? What a problem to have. What a mistake to make. It's really annoying. And we can actually do exactly what we want on this piece, as long as it will look okay with water on the outside, because this will only border water. So we do not have to, this doesn't have to match anything except water. And that's very easy to do with just having water. it's just blue. Okay, as long as it looks good next to the blue, it's fine. So it doesn't have to follow any coherent rules at all. So if we want to, we can actually take this one, just make it bigger. This is a big no-no usually, especially because you're making double pixels right here, and our pixel Pete will lose it. See you doing this. Don't show him this. But it's gonna be fine. We can do it like this. We can do it like this. We could even keep that double if we want. We don't want. We do this. I'll take this one. Should we take this one? Put that there. Yeah, this was not a fantastic idea, but the point is you can do pretty much exactly what you want to this image. It does not matter whatsoever when it comes to matching up with the other pieces. That was the idea to show you. Okay, and you could make the argument that it actually looks better now, because it's a bigger island piece. There's more grass on this now, so it looks good. And again, it matches the water on all sides, so it's not a problem. You can even make like the rocks different. Again, if we want. We can make this part. Try it like this. Make this part. You could even make a new rock over here that doesn't exist on the other ones. This is some radical stuff. Oh, new rock. There's a new rock over here. Can even be super crazy banana and just pull it over there. Like, oh no. If this was the same, you would be in huge trouble right now. But this doesn't have to seem with anything. It just have to look good on itself, so you can do exactly what you want. Like so. I'm not necessarily arguing that this looks better than the other one, but it looks like it matches water on all sides, so it's good. We're not gonna make the other one, but again, if you try to put some effort into your game, if it's not like a game jam kind of tile set, and you actually want to even sell this game, you would make duplicates of all kinds of stuff. You make especially these. This is most important corner, and the most important most important tile to have duplicates of. It's the side with the biggest front facing the camera. You definitely want to make some duplicates out of that. But this is fun. Now, let's go through our checklist real quick. 4 simple sides. These are here. These ones. 4 outer corners. Those are here. Inner corners. Those are here. I'm sure we're going to make through this checklist. So let's put this right here. And we can put these right here. And this right here. Alright. 8 single corners. Those are here. Here. You know what? We don't have to go through the checklist. We can tell by the corner. Hang on. We fill this with water. And I can tell, because I have made quite a few of these, that if we make this 2 rows smaller, then we have precisely 6 tiles free, which means we have 48 tile sets, 48 tiles. So we make the canvas size smaller. On the height, make sure we start from the top, and minus 64 pixels. Again, make sure you start from the top, or it's going to be all messed up. And then you have 6 free tiles over here, which means that there's 48 tiles here. Let's put on the grid again so I can check. We put on a 32 by 32 grid. If you're very good at math, you can take this number, divide it by 4, and then add 12. You get 48. I'm not that great at math, but I know that this must be 36 because this is 12 and 48, 12, 36. I'm not that terrible at math, okay? This is the 48 tile set We have all the variants we need. We have all the turns we want. And the next video, we're going to put it into Godot, our game engine. And you're going to see the magic of a 48-piece tile set. So, thank you for now. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time. I've been OJ. Did I mention I'm OJ? Yeah, I'm OJ. That's not my real name, by the way.